Hi everyone and welcome to today's video. So from the title of the video, you've obviously seen that there's a problem with my car and I'm trying to resolve it. If you've seen this video, hopefully it's fixed it. So let's just talk about the issues that I'm facing. So it seems to be quite a common thing. I'm seeing more and more pop up online around the F56 B48 engine. So F54, F57 also has the same engine as well. Once it's got up to temperature, it will randomly, when out of gear, idle at sort of 1.5, nearly 2,000 revs. So it's idling higher than what it should do, which is around sort of 800 to 1,000. And those revs will obviously drop then when you put it in gear and start to drive and move off. But then as soon as you pull up at a set of lights again, for example, and put it in neutral, those revs will jump up again. Now, there's a couple of different things that could cause this. One of the fixes is super easy to do. It's at the very front of the engine. I think the part was only about £20 to £30. So what I'll do is I'll put the details of the part below and I'll talk you through, obviously, the symptoms and the fix now. Okay, so if we look at the rev counter, this car's completely cold. So if we hit the start button, you can see there that it's revving at 1500. Oh, if I didn't stall it and take my foot off the clutch. So if you see there, we're revving at 1500 RPM. That's normal because this is a cold start. So once this car's warmed up to temperature, that should drop to 1,000. Okay, so we look at the revs now. The car's up to temperature and it's sat there idling at 1,000, which is absolutely normal. What we'll do is we'll go drive it, get it to show the revs sitting higher, and then I'll talk you through the repair. Okay, so we're just in the engine bay. Now this is the part, so if we open the box, this is the fuel tank breather valve. You can see there, it's just that simple part. Like I said, that's about 20 to £30. Just fits under that engine cover. I'm hoping it shouldn't be more than a 5-minute job to switch it over. And apparently this should fix our issue. Okay, so your car has got similar symptoms to mine. It doesn't mean it automatically is going to be this fix. But for me, it's worth trying, even if you pick one of these up used. But for how cheap they are, I'd go new, fit one. And hopefully that solves your problem. If you still can't solve it or you just don't feel quite right about checking it out, obviously go to a mini specialist. If you don't feel comfortable messing about with the engine, switching this over, go and get some help. Okay, first part of the job is to remove this cover, and all you do is pull upwards and that should unclip. So now we've got this out the way, we can see the top of the engine. So we can see someone's had a bit of a messy fill up, so we're going to clean all this off while it's off, but you don't need to do that. It's just because I've not literally looked at this engine yet since I bought the car. But this is the part we're replacing, so you can see it's nice and easy to access. So we'll just show you how to remove that next. Okay, so first of all, we just pinch and pull to disconnect this line at the end. It all can be a bit tight, so if we just remove this from here, let's pull that off. Obviously that rubber should come with it. We'll make sure we keep hold of that just in case we need it. I don't think we do. I think it comes on the new part. Then we've got this clip here, which, let me just get a screwdriver to make it a little bit easier and pop that out. Okay, so all we'll do, pop that clip out. Right, we'll come back to that cable in a second. Then we've also got this part just down here. And again, if you can see, all we do is pinch and pull that off. So it's literally pinching them and those two clips inside. So we're nearly there already. So this is a super quick fix. Just getting this clip off next. Okay, so with this clip, once you've pulled that out, you literally press it down and it lifts up the prong there. It can be a bit stiff, so you can hear mine's now clicking. It wasn't to start with, but I'm literally just pressing this that way, and then you pull that off. That's the part removed. Super easy. Okay, so we've got the new part here and the old part. Not sure what fails in those, but either way, let's get rid of it. And hopefully that fits. So clip your wired connection in, then make sure you push that in so it clips on. Get that out of the way. That, push in till it clips. This end, push in till it clips. And again, this This end's a bit stiffer to get on, but there you go. Just push that on again until it clips in place, and then we've got this rubber here that just goes over this metal tang, and it's as easy as that to switch over. So what we do, make sure we take our tools out of the engine bay. That's now in place. And what we'll do, we'll get the engine cover, relocate that on its tangs so it's clipped in place. Now let's go and test the engine. Okay, so I'm back in the car now. We start it up and we're hovering at 1. What I'll do is take it for a drive and make sure it doesn't go any higher than that. Okay, and you can already see those revs have actually dropped to around 1800, which is right. So obviously the car's still quite cool. So, because it's obviously sat there while I've been fixing it. So it's dropped down now to 1800. Hopefully it stays at that. So ignore the state of these dials. Everything needs a good clean in the interior of this car. But these dials are actually going. We're facelifting the interior on the car, including this disgusting steering wheel. Okay, so that's really good news. So I've taken it out for a test drive, and it's not done any of the symptoms it was doing previously. So for sort of less than £30, we've been able to fix it. And I'd think that was a DIY job for most people. Like, technically, it didn't need any tools. I know I used a little screwdriver, but you could use a bread knife if you didn't have access to a screwdriver. You know what I mean? It's one of those where, or if you've got fingernails, you could probably pop that clip off. I don't really tend to keep my fingernails long, so I find them a little bit tricky. But yeah, that was literally idling at nearly 2000 revs, and it's been doing it for the last few weeks, and it was just really annoying me. So I wanted to get to the bottom of it. Saw a lot of posts online in terms of recommending that I try and fix that. I've also seen some recommendations for putting a fresh oil cap on. I don't know whether anyone else has done that, but I might do that as a sort of a preventative thing. I don't think there's an issue with mine, but someone said that may help as well. So I've obviously done that fix. That's done it, but I'll switch the oil cap over. I'll order a new one from Mini because I've got a load of bits coming anyway. Okay, so that's worked on my car. If you change that over and it doesn't work, as I mentioned, you can change that oil cap. Apparently that can be a symptom sometimes because there's a little bit of an air leak, I'm guessing, on the little rubber in the oil cap. That still doesn't work. Go and see a specialist. Like, you can't always DIY fix something unless you've got like a scan tool or something that maybe can look a little bit deeper, but it's not throwing an engine code, so it'd be really difficult to diagnose via that. I think go to a specialist garage, so a mini specialist like Mills's Autos, for example, and they'll be able to take a look at it and try and work it out for you. You can see above me, obviously, the headliner is hanging down. That's because I'm putting this fresh black headliner in as well. So that will be up. Changes the interior for me and works really well with the seats and just brings it all together. Never a fan of those sort of light grey ones. But anyway, if you found today's video useful, please hit that like button, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you get alerts every time we upload new content. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next video.